The soft yellow and blue Pokemon font letters of Pokemon Storytime appeared in the sky, looking as if they were sculpted from the coziest clay pillows, before gently bobbing and fading away, leaving behind a claymation style night scene of perfect sleepy time quiet. The world was molded from soft, pliable looking clay. A giant moonlit pearl of a moon hung in the starry sky, which was a deep velvet blue clay blanket, not aught dotted but decorated with tiny sparkling five-pointed clay stars, each one sparkling with its own little glowing light. This moonlit glow spilled down like a soft glowing blanket onto a beautiful sleepy forest. This was the Whispering Forest, a claymation style wonderland where the trees were sculpted from gentle brown clay, their clay bark full of soft, fingerprint like whorls, and their leaves were all perfect, hand molded clay shapes. And sitting in a small, cozy clearing surrounded by gentle blue flowers was our friend Pikachu. This claymation style Pikachu was not his zappy, battle ready self. This was Sleepy Time Pikachu. His clay body was a soft matte yellow, his cheeks two shiny round red clay buttons, and his little black bead eyes were sparkling with peaceful wonder. He was on a quiet night walk, his little clay paws making a soft thup 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 sound on the moonlit clay path. The gentle blue flowers all around him, each petal a perfect, smooth teardrop shape of blue clay, nodded gently as he passed, as if to say, "Good night, Pikachu. Sleep well." He was humming a tiny, sleepy Pika Pika song, his head tilted back to look at the sparkling starlight. He loved the stars. They were like sparkle fireflies that never went to sleep. He was sitting for a moment, just breathing in the sweet night air, when whoosh! He saw it. One of the sparkling clay stars in the starry sky wobbled. It glowed brightly, then it fell. It wasn't a fast, scary meteor. It was a dreamlike glowing tumble, a sparkling clay leaf floating down, down, down from the sky. Whoosh, flutter, flutter, and then plop. The glowing star landed with the softest clay thump right in the middle of the patch of gent blue flowers, not 3 feet away from him. Pikachu's clay heart went thump thump. He crept forward, his black bead eyes wide. There, surrounded by the gent blue flowers, was the star. It was a claymation style star with 5 perfect clay points, and it was glowing but not sparkling. Its glowing light was faint and flickering, like a little candle in a breeze, and it was shivering. Its little clay points were trembling. It looked scared. Pika, Pikachu whispered, his voice as soft as the moonlit air. The glowing star flickered and made a tiny, sad sound like a cracked clay bell. Tink. Pikachu sat down, not too close, to show he was a friend. He glowed his own light, softly, making his red clay cheeks pulse with a warm, gentle red light, not a zappy red, but a cozy fireplace red. "I'm a friend," his glowing light seemed to say. "You're safe." The star, which Pikachu decided to call Twinkle, stopped shivering. It glowed a little faint tink of curiosity. Pikachu shuffled forward on his clay bottom and gently tink, ever so gently, he scooped the glowing star up. Pikachu was holding the glowing star in his paws. It was surprisingly light, like holding a piece of glowing, warm clay foam. But it was cooling. Its glowing light was fading fast. It was glowing like a little ember that was going out. "Pika Pika," Pikachu said, his voice full of worry. "You have to go back. Your starry family is waiting." He sat up on his clay haunches, holding the glowing star in his paws. He had an idea. He would toss it back. He crouched, his little clay muscles tensing. Pika! Chew! And it wasn't a throw. It was a gentle, sleepy time lob. He tossed the star up. 1 foot, 2 feet. It glowed, and then, like a sad, glowing leaf, it fluttered back down, landing softly in the gent blue flowers with a sadder, softer plop. And its glowing light went vzz and became even dimmer. Now it was just a faint glowing outline. Pikachu's clay ears drooped. This was a big problem. Twinkle let out another tiny, faint tink that sounded like a clay tear. Pikachu looked at the glowing star. He looked at the gent blue flowers. And then he looked up past the moonlit branches, all the way up to the sparkling starlight in the starry sky. It was so far. Tossing wouldn't work. He had to get Twinkle closer. He needed to get higher. His black bead eyes scanned the moonlit forest clearing, and he saw it, the great grand oak. It was the tallest tree in the forest, a claymation style masterpiece. Its trunk was a giant sculpted cylinder of clay, wide as a house, and its clay branches were like long, strong, supportive clay arms reaching for the sparkling starlight. That was it. Pikachu gently scooped Twinkle up again, holding the glowing star in his paws against his warm clay chest. Pikachu, he whispered, his voice full of new clay determination. Hang on, Twinkle. We're going up. He padded over to the great grand oak and began to climb. His little clay claws, usually so zippy, dug into the soft clay bark. Dig, pull, step. Dig, pull, step. It was hard work. He was holding the glowing star with unpawed gently tucked against his shoulder, climbing with his other three. He climbed past a clay hoot hoot, fast asleep on a branch, its clay head tucked under its clay wing. He climbed past a clay spinnerack's web, which was made of sparkling silvery clay threads. The spinnerack, also asleep, waved clay leg in its dreams. He climbed and climbed the moonlit forest floor and the gent blue flowers getting smaller and smaller below. He found a wide clay branch and sat down for a moment to rest. Pika-Pee, tough. He looked at Twinkle, holding it in his paws. The star's glowing light was almost gone. It was just a faint, thing clay shape, and it felt cold. Pika. No. No, don't go to sleep, Pikachu whispered, gently nuzzling the star with his clay nose. We're almost that. He got his second wind. He put Twinkle gently between his paws again and started climbing, faster this time. Dig, pull, step. Dig, pull, step. He floated a little, using a tiny zzz from his cheeks to push himself up to the next branch. He was so high now, he was above the other clay trees. He was surrounded by the night air, and finally he reached it. The very, very top branch. It was a thin clay branch, no bigger than his tail, pointing straight up at the starry sky. Pikachu was sitting on the branch, balancing perfectly, the claymation-style moonlit night all around him. He was so close to the sparkling starlight now. He felt like he could reach out and touch the other stars. The sparkling clay stars in the sky seemed to be sparkling at him, sparkling brighter, as if to say, "You can do it, Pikachu! Hurry!" Pikachu sat tall. He took a deep, brave clay breath. He holds the glowing star in his paws high, high, high above his head, stretching his clay body as tall as it could go. He was holding Twinkle to its sparkling family. The glowing star glowed, but it was still too faint. It was too weak. It couldn't make the jump. It just trembled in his paws, its light a tiny faint clay pulse of tsh. Goodbye, Kino, Pikachu squeaked, his clay heart breaking. No, you can't give up. He looked at the faint star. He looked at the sparkling starlight. He looked at his own clay paws. He had a spark. He had a spark. Maybe Twinkles needed to borrow one. This was the most important zzz of his life. It couldn't be a big zap. It had to be a gent, sleepy time spark. He scrunched his little clay face, his eyes squeezed shut. He glowed his cheeks, glowing them warm and gent. He brought the faint glowing star down from the sky and gently, ever so gently, he pressed his warm, glowing red clay cheek right against the center of the clay star. A gent, sparkling stream of warm, yellow sleepy time energy flowed from Pikachu's cheek into the glowing star. It was a sparkling, glowing hug. It tickled, but Pikachu sat still, holding it gently, pouring his kindness, his warmth, his light into his new friend. And Twinkle changed. The star's glowing light didn't flicker. It shone. It glowed brighter and brighter and brighter. It was no longer faint. It was a glowing, sparkling ball of glowing golden light, as bright as the moonlit moon itself. It got warm in Pikachu's paws, then hot, but a nice warm hot, like a glowing cookie. It began to vibrate with happiness, making a sparkling ting ting tingle tingle sound like a happy, glowing wind chime. And then, whoosh! Twinkle was not a clay star anymore. It was a little glowing comet, zipped right out of Pikachu's paws with a happy, sparkling sound. It shot straight up, 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 a sparkling streak of pure glowing gold, leaving a trail of sparkling starlight glitter behind it. It zipped past the moonlit moon, and plip, it took its place back in the starry sky. Nuh, nuh, a new sparkling clay dot, shining brighter and happier than all the rest. Pikachu sat on the clay branch, his clay body tired, but his clay heart glowing and full. His cheek tingled where he had shared his spark. He looked up, up, up at the starry sky, and Twinkle, his star, winked at him. Spark it, blink! It flashed. Thank you, Pikachu. Pikachu, smiling a big clay smile, waved his little clay paw. You're welcome, Twinkle. Good night. He gently and very carefully climbed all the way back down the great grand oak, his clay paws feeling light and happy. He got to the bottom and sat right back down in the patch of gentle blue flowers where Twinkle had first landed. The moonlit forest felt even cozier now, even safer. The sparkling starlight from his star shone down gently on him, a special glowing spotlight, making the gentle blue flowers glow softly. He felt surrounded by sparkling magic. He yawned, a big sleepy clay Pika. Ooh. His adventure was over. He had saved a star. He was a star helper. He gently curled his claymation style body into a little yellow ball right there in the moonlit forest, surrounded by the gentle blue flowers. He gently pulled one of the blue clay flower petals over him like a gentle blue blanket, holding it in his paws. He closed his clay eyes and fell fast asleep, glowing softly under the sparkling starlight of his new, faraway friend. And the Pokemon Storytime letters glowed one last time in the starry sky. Good night, Pikachu. Good night, Twinkle. Good night, Pokemon Storytime.